In music, specific things happen at very specific times. That's why we study rhythm. So, today I'm going to show you a few different ways that you can imagine rhythm a little bit differently. So, imagine with me right now that my job is to eat peanuts at a very specific time. So I've got some peanuts over here, and here are my beats. I've got 4 cups, 1, 2, 3, 4, and each one represents a beat. This is beat 1, I'm placing a peanut, beat 2, beat 3, and beat 4. So they have to happen in that order, and they have to happen at a very specific time. So I'm going to turn on my metronome, and that's going to tell me how often I need to eat these. Okay, let's listen. 3. I almost made it. I almost made it. Okay, that was an experiment. I didn't know how much I could do at one time. So, that tells me I need a break, right? Or a rest. In musical terms, we'd call it a rest. So let's say I've got a note, I've got to do something in beat 1. I've got to do something in beat 2. I'm going to take a rest in beat 3. And I'm going to do something in beat 4. So, total, I have 4 beats, but I'm only doing something in 3 out of the 4. So let's try it now. So I did it that time. All right, so that break helped me out a little bit. So now, let's imagine, instead of peanuts, I wanted to represent this somehow musically. Let's see what that would look like on our dry erase boards. Let's flip. Okay, so now you can see that our dry erase boards are representing the notes that we just had. So we had in beat 1, we had a note. In beat 2, we had a note. In beat 3, we had a rest. In beat 4, we had a note. So a sound, a silence, and a sound. So that's how it would look. Let's see how it would sound. Turn on my metronome again. 3, 4. All right, one more time, in case you missed it. Now you notice that I didn't play anything in beat 3. That's because we have a rest there, right? So it still takes up that space. I can't go ahead and play this note here, right? Because there's still a space there. So let's reset. Okay, so we've reset now. We're going to create a different rhythm here. So again, my job once more is eating a peanut at a very specific time. So beat 1, I'm going to eat a peanut. Beat 2, I'm going to take a rest. That's my break. Beat 3, peanut. And beat 4, I'm going to take another rest. So we've got something to do in beat 1, nothing to do in beat 2, something to do in beat 3, nothing to do in beat 4. Let's try it. So, I missed the peanut. I didn't quite do a great job, but you get the idea. I was still trying to eat that one during beat 3. I had to get it done during that time. So, let's see what that one would have looked like on the board. Let's try. Okay, so now we've got it represented on our boards here. So let's see how it sounds. I'm going to turn on my metronome. Again, 1, 2, here we go. All right, and as you can see, I did not play during these rests. They still take up space. These are worth the same amount, a quarter note and a quarter rest. They're worth the same amount, but one is a sound and one is a silence. All right. Check out these rhythm Lego bricks. In the red up top we have a whole note. That's worth 4 beats by itself. In the white we have half notes. Each one is worth 2 beats. In blue we have quarter notes. Each one of those is worth 1 beat. In gray we have eighth notes, and each one of those is worth half of a beat. So this is how many eighth notes it would take to equal up to 1 whole note. So we have 8 eighth notes versus 1 whole note. So you can see that they all take up the same amount of space, the same amount of beats when you have this many of them. All right, let's hear how they sound. We're going to start on the top with the red and work our way down. Here we go. White. Blue. Gray. All right, so you can hear the difference from all these different ones, and it gets faster as we go down through to the smaller note values.